हेलो मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, वेलकम बैक. I know exams are just peeking around the corner, right? So let's do what we do best, a fatafat revision of a super interesting chapter, Therapeutic Approaches. Don't you worry, we're going to break it down and make it so simple you'll remember everything.
Okay, so what's on the menu today? First, we'll get the basics of psychotherapy totally pakka. Then we'll meet the three big teams in the therapy world. After that, we'll look at the modern superstar, CBT, and, you know it, our very own Desi superpower, yoga. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with what actually helps people heal and some solid exam tips. It's a simple path, just follow along, and this chapter will be a piece of cake for you. All right, let's start at the very beginning. First things first, right? Before we jump into all the different types and techniques, let's make sure our foundation is super strong. Let's make the basics pakka. So the big question is, what is psychotherapy? So think of it this way. It's basically a voluntary relationship. That means you choose to be there, and it's between you, the client, and a therapist. You know, a good way to imagine it is like having a personal trainer at the gym, but instead of working on your muscles, you're working on your mind and your feelings. The therapist is that trained professional who's there to guide you, to help you solve your psychological problems in a totally safe space. So, what's the whole point of this mental gym? What are we trying to achieve? Well, there are a few main goals. First, to lessen all that emotional pressure we sometimes feel. Then it's about changing those sticky, negative thinking patterns we get stuck in and modifying habits that aren't helping us. It's also about becoming more self-aware, improving our relationships with people, and, of course, making better decisions in life. Just think of these as a simple checklist for your exam, butcho. Easy marks. Okay, now listen closely because this next part is maybe the most important thing in the entire chapter. Forget all the fancy techniques for a second. The real magic, the heart of all therapy, is the special bond, the relationship between the therapist and the client. And this has a special name, the Therapeutic Alliance. This is the secret sauce, really. So what goes into this secret sauce? What makes this alliance work? Well, a few key things. Number one is trust and confidentiality. That means whatever you say in that room stays in that room. It's a completely safe space. Number two is empathy. This isn't just feeling sorry for you. It's the therapist really trying to feel with you, to see the world from your eyes. And number three, and please, Betchov, remember this term for your exam, is unconditional positive regard. It's a big phrase, but it just means the therapist accepts you completely, without any judgment, no matter what. It's this beautiful, safe relationship that really allows healing to happen. All right, so now that we know about this special alliance, how do different therapies actually work? To make it super simple to remember, let's think of them as three big teams competing in a match. First up, we have Team Past. They're always looking back at your childhood. Then there's Team Present. They only care about what's happening right now. And finally, we have Team Future You. They're all about helping you grow into the best version of yourself. See? Team Past, Team Present, and Team Future You. Okay, get your mental screenshots ready because this table right here, this is your master cheat sheet for the exam. It makes everything so clear. So look, Team Psychodynamic, that's Team Past, right? They think the problem is some unresolved conflict from your childhood. So what do? They dig into your past using things like dream analysis. Now, Team Present, that's behavior therapy. They say, nope, the problem is just faulty learning. So their method is to fix your behavior right now. And Team Future You, the humanistic approach, they believe you just have a block in your personal growth. So their job is to give you a warm, supportive space to grow. It's so logical when you see it like this, isn't it? Three teams, three totally different ways of thinking. Let's zoom in on Team Present for a minute, the behavior guys. Now, there are two terms here that always confuse students. So let's make them crystal clear. Negative reinforcement and aversive conditioning. Okay, listen carefully. Negative reinforcement is when you take away something bad to encourage a good behavior. Think about it. You study hard. Why? To avoid your mom's scolding. You're removing the scolding. Now, aversive conditioning is the opposite. You add something bad to stop a bad behavior. Like an alcoholic might get a mild, unpleasant shock when they smell alcohol. See? One removes a negative thing, the other adds a negative thing. Simple as that. And speaking of team behavior, they have this absolutely brilliant technique for getting rid of phobias. It's called systematic desensitization. It's like magic, but it's pure science. Here's how it works. First, the therapist teaches you how to get super relaxed, like deep relaxation. Then you make a list of your fears, from the least scary thing to the absolute most terrifying. And then, While you're in that deeply relaxed state, you just imagine the least scary thing, and you slowly climb up that ladder of fear. And you know what the secret is? It's something called reciprocal inhibition. Basically, your brain can't be relaxed and anxious at the exact same time. It's impossible. And guess what? Relaxation is stronger. It always wins. Isn't that cool? Okay, let's move on to the big one, the rock star of modern therapy. You've probably heard of it. It's a real game changer. It's called cognitive behavioral therapy, or as everyone calls it, CBT. The heart of CBT is this super simple formula called the ABC analysis. It's so easy to understand. A stands for antecedent. That's just the event that happens. Let's say you get a bad mark on a test, okay? Now, B is the belief, the thought you have about that event. Something like, oh my God, I am a total failure, I'm useless. See? That's a pretty irrational belief, right? And C is the consequence, the feeling that follows. You feel sad, you feel depressed. Now, CBT is genius because it says the problem isn't A, it's not the bad mark. The problem is B, that irrational belief. So what does the therapy do? It attacks B. It helps you change that belief, and when you change B, C automatically changes. So simple, but so powerful. So really, you can see why CBT is such a powerhouse, right? It's like a hybrid. It takes the best of both worlds. It takes the let's change your thoughts part from cognitive therapy, and it combines it with the let's change your actions part from behavior therapy. It tackles both your thinking and your doing. That's why it works so well and so quickly for so many common problems like anxiety or depression. It's short, it's focused, and it's super practical. Okay, now for something that is very close to my heart, and something we should all be incredibly proud of. Let's talk about our country's great gift to the world of mental wellness, our own DC superpower for a calm and healthy mind, yoga and meditation. Now, we all know yoga and meditation, but it's so much more than just stretching or sitting quietly, isn't it? These are ancient, powerful Indian techniques designed to bring your mind and body into perfect harmony. It's all about your attention, your breath, your posture, and bachon, especially for you, during these stressful exam times, I'm telling you, just 5 minutes of this can completely change your state of mind. It can bring so much calm and focus.
And look, this isn't just some old story. There is real, hard science backing this up now. I mean, practices like Sudarshana Kriya Yoga or Sky, they have been studied properly, and the results are amazing. It's proven to reduce stress, help with sleep problems, make you feel happier, and improve your concentration. And the best part? It costs nothing, and there are absolutely no side effects. It's a complete win-win situation.
All right, Bacho, we're on the home stretch now. Let's bring it all together in this last section. We're going to do a quick fire revision of what really helps people heal, and then we'll tackle a sample exam question. Because our goal is to help you score full marks, not just on your paper, but in life too. So if someone asked you what actually makes therapy work, what are the key ingredients for healing? Well, there are 4 main things. Number 1, you need the right technique for the problem, of course. Number 2, that super important therapeutic alliance we talked about, that trusting relationship. Number 3, something called catharsis. You know, that amazing feeling of relief when you finally get something off your chest? That's catharsis. And number 4, and this might be the biggest one, the person's own motivation. You have to want to change. That is absolutely key. Okay, exam mode on. Let's see how we would apply all this knowledge. Here's a question that comes up a lot, a classic 3-marker. What is a therapeutic alliance? Explain its key components. Now think, how would you write a perfect answer to get those full 3 marks? Let me show you how to get full marks every single time. Here's the structure. First, you start with a simple 1-line definition. Something like, it's the special professional relationship between the therapist and client. Perfect. Then you talk about its 2 main components. Component 1, its contractual nature. It's a willing partnership. Component 2, its limited duration. It ends when the goal is met. And finally, the killer point, the one you absolutely cannot forget. You must list the key qualities: trust, empathy, and that special term, unconditional positive regard. You write it out just like this, in clear points. And trust me, the examiner will have no choice but to give you full marks. And there we have it. That was our fatafat revision of therapeutic approaches. See? Not so difficult, right? Now just promise me you'll read through the textbook once properly. And please always remember this, bacho. Taking care of your mind is just as important as scoring marks. A happy, peaceful mind is truly your greatest superpower. All the very best for your exams. I know you are all going to be fantastic.